Hello and welcome to the channel. Right, so we in the UK are going to start doing a travelling knife. So obviously I've been watching a lot of the videos that the Americans are doing, the American YouTubers, I think it's a brilliant idea. We had something very similar to that in the UK between Paddy Slick and UK Legal, who liked his moderns, and they used to, and there was another chap as well, but I can't remember the channel. I think he's still going, but they used to swap knives amongst the channels, and I really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed it. I thought it was good because you get. So I think the premises of it is one channel picks a knife that they love, or they've just recently picked up. They review it and then they send it on to the next channel. So it's good because it brings that community together. You obviously have a bit of banter amongst yourselves, and you get to know each other a bit better. But also it might bring to light a knife that maybe you're not that that you don't know that well, or something you wouldn't have initially bought yourself. So it just gives you a chance to get something in the hand, and it gives you another perspective on knives in general and what people like. So this is my baby at the moment. This is, I love this thing. I did an unboxing of it. I've not done a full review of it yet, and I don't think I will now. So they call this the Otter Classic. It's a UK legal. I bought this really because it looks like the Otter's Bees knife, which is sort of like a grail knife of mine, but you can't carry that knife, unfortunately. You can carry this knife. So it did say it was an 8cm blade, and it was just bugging me for ages. I thought there's no way this is a 8cm blade, and it isn't. So as you can see, it's bang on 7cm. So it's well below that 3-inch legal limit that we have over here. So when it said it was 8cm, I thought I'll take a punt on it, because I think the legal jargon is it has to be a 3-inch cutting edge. Obviously, don't quote me on that, but you could probably try and argue the toss if you got pulled up for it and say, well, actually it's a 3-inch, so the tang. But obviously some police officers might think 3 inches for the complete blade part, or they consider the tang as part of the blade. So a bit long-winded explanation there, but the overall is bang on 7cm, so well below. So completely UK legal. So they call it the Classic range. I think it's the Classic MS. So really struggled to find anywhere that sold it, so went directly to Otter. It's not an overly expensive knife. I think it's about, I got it in the sale, it was about 70 odd euros. It's got a slight bit of gapping, nothing really to write home about. Brass bolsters, which is my thing. I just love brass bolsters. Oak wood. I have given it a lick of boiled linseed oil. There is some weird, you see that little indent? There's some weird thing going on with the blade there. You see where it dips slightly. It's got a factory edge. That's the grind on it. I'll try not to glare you because I've got a light above me. But the grind is reasonably, it's a factory edge, isn't it? I have stropped it a few times. Once, and I probably will strop it before I let it go away. Just a quick tip for you guys. I like to keep my strops, I've got a few, I like to keep them in these plastic bags, obviously, then that keeps them nice and clean, keeps them sort of preserved, stops that from getting anywhere else. And then if you have different sort of stropping compounds, I always keep that particular one that goes with that in the bag, because sometimes it's nice to try different ones out. That's the one I've got in here that I've been using. This is double-sided, so it's a bit heavy on that, but yeah, just a little tip for you. It just keeps it a bit more organised and keeps everything together. And I like to try different compounds out and stropping paste and stuff like that, just curiosity more so than anything. There's no real gaps on this side. It's no half stop, it's full Kantan, centered nicely down the middle. I did oil out the pivot. It came with a massive lanyard, so I've reduced this. This thing came with it, this brass little, I don't know what you call it, but I've kept that on it. I made this knot. I just followed a video on YouTube. I don't know what the knot's called, but I think it came out alright. It's one of those ones where you make 2 loops that run side by side and then you feed. I don't know, you guys would probably know, but yeah, so that's staying with it. But yeah, so because it was my bright idea to start it up, I've suggested I'll be the first person to send the knife out. So I'm going to send it with this slip, this Robert Class Kiss and Crane slip. This is camel leather. It's wearing in really nicely. Just gives it a bit of protection and it fits it perfectly. So I really like this slip. I think I'm going to do a quick video on slips before I let this one go, this knife go. So the first person it's going to will be Slippy, Slip Joint Sawyer. There's a few channels that have got involved already, so I think Gadget Gus, it'll go to him. We've got Sussex, my mate Sussex EDC, and then we've got MB_EDC, good mate. So like I say, it's just anybody else who wants to get involved. Obviously Paddy Slick, any new channels or anybody in the UK that wants to, just make sure it comes back to me, because this is my baby and we are trusting the Royal Mail and the Postal Service, so hopefully it'll all go well, but we'll see. But yeah, I love this knife and we'll see what everybody else thinks of it. And a part of me is hoping that not everybody will like it, because you know, that's a good review. It's a bit boring if it goes around everyone and they're like, yeah, love it, love it, love it. It's good to sometimes have a bit of that. Yeah, it's not for me, it's a bit, you know, they might say it's a bit delicate or it's not heavy duty enough, or, you know. There is one flaw with it, one issue with it that I've found. So when they was drilling the lanyard tube out, they've obviously drifted and elongated the hole. It looks like they've smashed some material in there as best as they can and hafted it. Like I say, everything's hafted well, so I can forgive them for that. Like I say, I've been looking a long time to get a knife this sort of, it's more the looks, I suppose, for me on this one. The blade steel is a German blade steel. I think they call it 1.4 something. It's sort of a proven stainless steel that they use. Nothing fancy, but gets the job done. So yeah, so look out for the travelling knife. Like I say, I'll send it to Slippy. And just a bit, I didn't want to make this a long one, but so the problem I'm having in a minute is time, and I've got too many videos I want to do. I did a short of all the Victorinox and Wenger sizes, and I wanted to do a full video on that and show you like the different models and different sizes and my preferred sizes. So that's one that I want to do. Big J, you asked for a video on this, like a bit more of an in-depth look at this. This is a Queen. The Knife Raven posted something about Heart Cough, which is a brand. I've only got this one, but he's sort of ignited another interest in it. I got looking and I found one that was a reasonable, nice price. We was talking about it. Heart Cough, they're brilliant, really well put together, beautiful knife, but they are expensive. I don't know if he exactly agrees with me, but I think they are. That's my personal opinion, but there's a couple of sort of cheaper models, and this is one of them, but really well put together and a really nice knife. And then I've had this for a while now. One of the commenters, Don, I was talking to him about it and I was umming and ahhing, and then speaking to him, he said he's got this, the Castleberg, I think he had the Barlow, and he's really impressed with it, so I thought, yeah, that's the one I'm going to go for. Serialised, but I want to do a review on that. So yeah, it's just not enough time at the moment, guys, and too much stuff going on, I suppose, but I'll try and keep them coming. Bear with me, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers, guys.